This is like when you sit down for AA and you're like, I am a music elitist.
My name is Shake Sula, the mic ruler, the old schooler. You want a trick? I'll bring it to ya. Find out and I'm on.
All the comments from that Rate Your Music video and some of the shorts I've done, most people say I'm not giving any context. When I say there's genres that are better than other ones, it makes me come off as some elitist, but I'm gonna lay the hook in right in the beginning of the video. If you like something, you shouldn't give a fuck what people think. Don't give a fuck what I think. I think there's people that actually want to have a discussion, kind of get bits and pieces of what I'm saying, and then are confused as to what everything else is. Number one, and don't tell nobody I'm telling you this, but engagement gets views. So you gotta say some outlandish shit sometimes so then people will watch the fucking video. People that, they're not standing up for themselves. And even if they're standing up and they're like, man, J. Cole or Kendrick is the best rapper. And okay, what do you know about rap, bro? Name your top 100. Oh, you don't have a top 100. Oh, okay. Oh, you do have a top 100. Okay, name your top 200 and it can't be your favorite genre. What else do you like? Oh shit, turns out you only like rap. Oh shit, only turns out you like pop. They fold real quick. They don't really have much knowledge in anything, and I understand it's a lot of kids just talking shit, but looking at some of those comments, it looked like there were some grown-ass adults too getting worked by the gimmick. Let me give you an example, right? I went to this death metal show, and there's these guys. I haven't seen them in a while, but there's these two guys that always go together. They're either a little bit younger than me, my age, or a little bit older than me. So they're not super like they've been around the block. They're 45 years old. I seen them around. I went up to them, started chopping, and we started talking about death metal and Begravement and like, what do I think? I'm like, I don't know that band, bro. And they're like, you don't know Begravement? Do you like death? Do you even like death metal? What the fuck? What I didn't do, or I didn't cry about it. I also didn't give a fuck because I don't actually know what these dudes like. I don't know what they're into. All I know is they're always at shows and he's got a Metallica back patch. That's all I knew about, folks. I don't know anything about this dude. I don't know if his taste aligns with me completely, but like I wasn't like, man, this dude said I didn't even like it, man. Fuck death metal. Fuck all this, man. I can't believe this dude would say that to me. Oh my gosh, bro. So let me bring it back to the channel. If I think the music that you guys like is terrible, it's okay. Most of the shit I listen to, I can't even explain the layers and fucking depth of the stupid shit I listen to. Wow, what you're into is just so much above me, right? Take Exciter, for example. Banner behind me, right? It's just speed metal. It's just speed metal. I think if most people would walk off the street and listen to Exciter, and I love Exciter, but I think if most people walked off the street and started listening to it, they'd be like, oh, this is some like old like metal. This sounds like some 80s bullshit from like an old movie. Like, this is from like an old movie, right? It's not like groundbreaking stuff for the average person. And I don't try to make it seem like it is. It's just what I like. I don't necessarily want to be like a salesman for the music I like. I like what I like because I've dug through so much terrible shit and a lot of good shit, but a lot of terrible shit. And then it kind of formulates your taste, you know what I mean? Where most people, I think, have not even looked at all, period. So if you were to tell me like, man, Metallica is the best thrash band. Okay, what about Slayer and Creator? Why do you like Metallica the most? Is it the most accessible? Yeah, is that why you like it the most? Because it's the most accessible and you haven't listened to Creator? I think maybe we don't have to talk about fucking Metallica and Megadeth anymore, and we can actually move on to better conversations about better thrash. I already like Creator and Resident Evil 4, bro. I'm sure you're gonna resonate with the channel more. You're gonna resonate with me more. If you like Resident Evil 4 and Creator, I can promise I already fuck with you. I can promise you that. But if you're like, you come on here and you're like, J. Cole's the best, Pantera's the best, Lorna Shore's the best, and I love Terraria and Interstellar, buddy, I don't think you're gonna like me very much. We live in a point now where people are like, where's the valid criticism? It's all just pure hate. Buddy, I don't know if you know this, but have you seen who my president is in the United States of America? Do you know who's like rich and famous? Like, these people don't justify anything. Do you think I owe some explanation to anybody? No. Even though I will give it. I do not owe you it though. It's all taste. This is all taste. Elitism is taste. My taste. You're on my channel. It's my taste. Now there was a nice comment just kind of saying, you know, well, why don't you like To Pimp a Butterfly? So I'm gonna go through it. It's overrated. I don't give a fuck about features. I don't give a fuck about production credits. I don't like the grandiose of it, which I already said. It pretty much is like that Family Guy meme where it insists upon itself. I think the idea of the To Pimp a Butterfly when it was gonna be To Pimp a Caterpillar for Tupac, and the whole thing is he's talking to Tupac at the end. I think that's so fucking corny. And that's a big thing too, is like people don't know or care. When I was like 15, 16, Me Against the World, like there was no repressing of that record, and like I waited years to get that shit, and then they repressed it, mass repress. I don't know if I picked it up at the record store. It's even at Walmart, bro. Tupac's first album, I like Strictly too, but Tupacalypse Now is like, that's my favorite Tupac album. I think the idea of like just using somebody else like that is stupid. Like, I understand the message, I get it. I get you, I get these walls, I get all right, but I don't want to listen to a fucking Pharrell beat. I'm not crying to you. I'm not 16. I've had actual shit happen in my life. It's not moving me, man. I'm sorry. It did move me when I was younger. It did. I promise you it did. I'm a grown adult, man, and I'm not moved by that shit. It just doesn't hit me. If it's working for you, bro, that's good. But my point is, if To Pimp a Butterfly is working with you, why the fuck would you not go listen to Low End Theory or Things Fall Apart? You know, Gangstar. I don't see this. And if it's like the conscious shit you like I really like RZA, which it might discredit all my opinions. Some people are like, you really like RZA? You staying with RZA? Yeah, bro, I fuck with RZA. I like the first Bobby Digital and then Birth of a Prince too, and Digital Bullet. I fuck with all of most of his old solo shit, right? There's this one song, Build Strong. That's the shit that apparently you guys are into. So why the fuck aren't you listening to that? I'll tell you why you're not listening to that. Because Solo RZA in 2026 is not the fucking rate your music talking point. Kendrick Lamar is the rate your music talking point. You can go to your fucking job and go talk to random coworker number 4 about J. Cole, Drake, and Kendrick. You can go talk to them about Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer. You can go talk to them about all that bullshit. But if you start bringing up, I don't fucking know. You start mentioning Exodus, might get a little dicey. Start bringing up fucking Exciter, might get a little dicey. You can bring up Sabbath. You can bring up all that shit. You can bring up Pantera. They fucking love Pantera and Five Finger Death Punch and Shinedown and fucking Drowning Pool and Black Dahlia Murder and all this shit, right? All these different types of people in the popular sphere of things. That is my point. God fucking forbid you tell somebody, oh, I don't like this song. Why don't you like the song? It's about the lyrics. Well, actually, when I listen to music, I actually like musical things out of music. I liked lyrics when I didn't know any better. Lyrics is just the cherry on top, but I need a little something for the cake. You know what I mean? That's why I believe music is a social thing. People don't really stand on business for what they like. Do you think 10 years ago, folks was gonna play Elden Ring like that? Fuck no. Fuck no. Dark Souls 3, I think, was out, and it was popular, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't popular with fucking normal people. Normal people wasn't playing Dark Souls 3. There's no line anymore. It's all everybody comes in, right? That's why when I go to death metal shows or grindcore shows or thrash metal shows or whatever shows I go to, why do you think goth girls are wearing fucking obituary hats, bro? There's no line. It's just people jumping around doing shit. And you know what happens? They're done after a while. I'll tell you something right now. If there's a real jazz head that watches these videos, they could probably fucking dust me on jazz knowledge. Dust me. Destroy me. Destroy me. If there's like metalheads that have been into this shit longer than 10 years, destroy me. 5 years, destroy me. Because they know what the fuck they're talking about. But if you're like kind of toesy-woesies in and you're like, I like jazz, but okay, what jazz do you like? You know, I just look up a Spotify playlist on, then we're not the same. Oh, you like metal? Oh, what kind of metal do you like? You know, I don't really have a name. I don't really pay attention to genres. Not on the same level. Sorry. It's too far gone, because then you don't understand the difference between fucking thrash metal and death metal. You have no idea, and you don't care because you're not actually into metal. That's the point, man. They try to say this elitism shit is so bad and so wrong, but at the end of the day, I'm just more into this shit than you. And a lot of people can't stand to see somebody into shit more than them. And it's funny because I've met so many people that are more into this shit than I am, and I'm always humbled by it, and I'm always asking questions, trying to figure out more. Musically, if they're better than me at instruments and shit. Anyways, back to Pimp a Butterfly. I like Pete Rock. I like Madlib. I like Jay Dilla. I'm a beat maker. I like shit to sound lo-fi. To Pimp a Butterfly is overproduced. I'm sorry, bro. It is. I'm sorry. It's fucking overproduced. You get that many feature lists, how much budget went into that fucking album? And I'm not saying just because you spend a lot of money on something doesn't mean it's not good, but most of the time, buddy, it means it's not good because it's not for my ears, it's for the masses. And I'm not trying to be a part of the mass fucking hysteria of clout chasing and all that. Not saying To Pimp a Butterfly is all that, but how many fucking people have done shit where that's the case? And if it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's probably a fucking chicken. And then there's people saying I don't like rap and I don't like trap, and it's like, I got a really run down list, I feel like, so we can get a common understanding. I like Thug Motivation 101. I'm from a time where I would talk about Young Jeezy and people would say, oh, G-Eazy? Yeah, I like G-Eazy. That's when I was growing up, bro. You think people are gonna say that shit in 2026? I bet you they're not. Either of those motherfuckers are being brought up. Neither of them. I like Blade. I like Playboy Cardi. I like Nolan B. Rollin. I like some Lucky. I like Space Ghost Perp. I like Little B. I like shit that was more about the fucking production side of shit, bro. I like Yeet. I like there's a pattern with the trap shit I like, bro. And then even with To Pimp a Butterfly, I could give you like 5. I could give you 5 better guys in that style, 5 better groups, whatever the fuck you want to say. Low End Theory, Black on Both Sides. If you count HBO by Makami, definitely HBO. The Minstrel Show by Little Brother, produced by Ninth Wonder, and the one that smokes every single fucking Kendrick Lamar album, Hermit and the Recluse, Brownsville Caw. You want to listen to Honor Killed the Samurai? Go listen to that shit and tell me that shit's not moving. Let me. There's a line off that album. You're telling rhymes that are celebratory in the times of war. That is what pokes the fucking hole through most of the rap people listen to. Now, you could take a Playboy Cardi. Well, technically, all he does is brag and all this shit. At least it's more honest. It's more honest than a fucking J. Cole. It's not fake deep. He knows what the fuck it is. It's just bullshit trap. He knows what the fuck it is. And for jazz rap, just listen to Tribe and The Roots. I won't get it, bro. I don't get it. I like 1 minute loops. I like music to be raw, fast, and dirty. Why do you think I like Minor Threat? Come on, bro. Why do you think I like grindcore? Come on, bro. I've always liked shit to sound shitty. That's the thing. I like lo-fi production because I don't like it to sound over polished. I don't know why. I like a little white noise in the songs. It's how I've always produced. It's how I always make all the music I've ever made is like that. Doesn't matter what genre it's been. Doesn't matter if it's electronic music, hip hop, metal, punk. Everything I've ever made has always been like that. It's always got a sprinkle of it. I don't know why. I don't need a big message, bro. King Tubby, just dub beats. Listen to that shit. Listen to it, please. Please, I'll play some of it right now. It's just reggae instrumentals. That's what dub is, right? Simple, lo-fi, cool drums, cool bass line. Easy, in and out. That's me. That's what I like. I like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. If you like Interstellar, I like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. If you like The Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk and all this shit, I like Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I like Doom 2. And I like Binding of Isaac. Simple, easy, get out shit. Super Punch Out. I love Punch Out. So when I say J. Cole's new album is fucking ass, now you know I don't like shit with a big message. I don't like shit that overstays its welcome. And I don't like shit that's too clean. And he's got 5-minute songs, preaching message, and overproduced beats. Unlike Lorna Shore, I like Carcass. I like Carcass's first album. I like Symphonies of Sickness. I don't like Green Day. I like Minor Threat. I like Bad Brains. I don't feel like I have to explain every single little nuance of it. Green Day's message is boring and basic compared to Minor Threat. I would say it to people's faces because I've had actual real life conversations, not in comment sections. I stand on business if I don't like something. And we have a good dialogue about it. That's how it's always been. I used to fucking not like Clips at all. I didn't like Hell Hath No Fury. I didn't like God Willin'. I didn't like any of that shit. Dude at the record store, 40 years old, used to be a punk drummer. Bro, you gotta give Clips a chance. Come on, bro. Mister, I don't like Clips. I don't like Liquid Swords like I like fucking RZA. All that shit, right? And eventually Clips started growing on me, and I actually do like Clips' first 2 albums. That's how conversations work. And then he would get on my ass about other shit, but he was always putting me on to music. Pull the curtain back a little bit and say, sometimes I gotta ramp it up just a teeny tiny bit. And I've had people over the years put me on to music. My one friend has always put me on to shit. And then at some point, bro, and I know my own taste, I can go and look for it myself, right? There's so many people that knew so much more than me, but I grew past because I've always looked at music as a growing process. It's all about growth. I was still listening to the same shit from 2015. I would still be listening to Hopsin, Lecrae, JPEG Mafia, Kanye, all that shit, bro. But I realized I wanted more. I wanted to get to the treasure, right? And yeah, there's shit that's made it along the way. I still like Earl Sweatshirt. I still like Minor Threat. I still like Kiss. I still like Iron Maiden. There's things that have made it through, right? Taste is contextual to your life. Period. For me, it always has been. It's always been a growth and a striving upwards thing, moving forward. Doesn't matter what genre I found, doesn't matter what kind of sect of music I get into. If I'm into it, I'm into it. Yes, I still like rap. And if you want to take a minute to go to my channel and see there's a 10-year-old video with 200-something thousand views. When I was like 15 years old, I was talking about old hip hop versus new hip hop, right? And I didn't know a fucking lick of what I was talking about. I didn't know anything. There's people right now in my comments talking like I was talking when I was 15. That is where the problem lies, because they are not growing, they're stuck in their ways. And there's nothing wrong with keeping the classics, nothing wrong with keeping the Kiss, nothing wrong with keeping the Earl Sweatshirt and the shit that you like, and you can go back and listen to MF Doom, right? Like, there's shit I still love, but I always kept pushing forward. One final point, elitism is good because it makes you stand for what you believe in. If you don't believe in this shit, just get the fuck out. If you don't care about this shit, don't talk to me about it. You can dwell and you can get at these other fucking YouTubers and talk all this shit, right? It's not gonna work, because most of your guys' opinions are coming from a place of, I can't believe this dude will say all this shit, and you give me a fucking book in the comment section, right? He's not justifying anything. Okay, justify why J. Cole is good, and if you try to do that, you're gonna fail. It's not gonna work. Why? Even if you come with the greatest points and you're bing, 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 because I'm set in my ways and I'm not gonna change. But at the end of the day, you're the same way. I'm just acknowledging it. I know I'm not gonna change my opinion. I'll give shit chances, but like, I'm not listening to fucking J. Cole over shit I like. I'm sorry, it's not happening. You would be an elitist too if you knew what the fuck you're talking about, but you just don't spend the time on it, and that's not on me, that's on you. Anyways, I do appreciate people that are interested in the channel. I'm not gonna really peel the curtain back like this ever again. Enjoy this, and then if you get some questions about later on, how the fuck could he say Celtic Frost is better than fucking da-da-da? Remember this video. Remember the video. Remember when I peeled the curtain back a little bit? Engagement. And remember, I'm trying to grow the channel because I want to see where it can get in 1 year. Just testing the waters, baby. Elitism is good. Fuck these YouTubers telling you otherwise. And if you don't believe it is, fuck you too.
Check it, yeah. 'Cause we are